Welcome back to the daily crypto market update. Bitcoin had another great move up 0.6% yesterday, but the big thing that it did is it had a huge wick up here to $110,529, literally 99 cents below the previous wick. Now, I'm not going to say that this is bearish at all. This is extremely bullish. This is the expected outcome for a bull flag. Now, the bull flag that's happening right now is not the one that I was expecting because we are now closed above resistance. The next expected outcome is for the price of BTC to now, let's see, we're going to draw it out like this, is not to fall back down, but to bounce off of previously broken resistance, which will be support, and then move up higher. So this is the trajectory. This is where we're headed right now. The bull flag, this is exactly how these things work. Let me go back in time to help you out because back in 2024, we had a massive ranged bull flag, which took forever to break out of. So we had this range. This is a very, very, very crude drawing of it, but you kind of get the idea here. And we had this low to this low, and we had a bull flag. And eventually, we saw the price close above. It bounced back to it right here. And then it pumped up a lot higher later on in the year, in November. Now, this bull flag was a lot smaller because the range of this move was a lot tighter. Instead of it being a 30% drop, it was only an 11% drop, which is fine by me. So this is all good. Everything about this is fantastic. I'm excited for this. Even though Bitcoin didn't pierce and push above this level, the fact that wick to wick it moved up 1.69% is great, which means that, again, this is kind of, I guess you could say it's wick theory, but when we have upper wicks like this, there's a greater chance that the price will go back up because the chart has proven to the market, well, it did it before, so it can do it again. Okay. All right. So looking at the TBO, another good sign is that the price of Bitcoin closed above this this current level of TBO resistance, again, which is a positive sign. Notice how it turns from red to green. This is great. Notice now how if the price can stay up here and, bounce back down on top of previously broken resistance, which will claim it as support. But what's happening now is the slow line is slowly starting to curl up. It takes a lot of energy to do that. So that's a very positive sign as well. Now, looking at other metrics, volume did not exceed the moving average. Again, it's not able to beat the streak. Everything's just going lower and lower and lower. Looking here at on-balance volume, however, this is great. One thing that's really good about it, don't worry about the negative numbers. We're just worried about not worried, but we're focused on the shapes, the patterns. This high set here on the 26th of May, on-balance volume almost exceeded that, which is exciting because now that we have bullishly ascending on-balance volume, that means that there's also strong bullish energy happening there. Another good sign is that even on this higher push, RSI did not go overbought. Now, one clear pattern that's happening is that we're having consistently lower highs, which can be kind of bad. But right now, I don't want to rain on the parade any more than I previously had, with a lot of you misinterpreting what I was sharing in terms of a bull flag. But the good news right now is that Bitcoin is above resistance, which is fantastic. It needs to hold above this resistance level. So expect a mild pullback of 1%, which might panic the market. But other than that, things are looking pretty great. And again, my top target now is going to be up here at $121,000. That was the target to begin with as well. You can watch my other videos. Nothing has really changed. So this is all great. Everything is looking really, really good for BTC. And of course, other charts are doing really well too. Ethereum closed up a little bit higher than BTC, up 0.8%, but it closed above the daily TBO Cloud, which is a strong bullish sign. The other good thing that's happening here, and we can see it much more clearly today, is that the slow line, which was angled so strongly down, is now starting to change its shape. We really want to see this slow line flatten out and curl upward to show bullish momentum, which I believe is possible so long as Bitcoin doesn't have a major pullback, which I don't expect it to. Another extremely bullish thing for Ethereum is that the blue jagged line, which represents on-balance volume, which is cumulative volume based off of the day's candle, if it's green or red, green up, red down, and the volume. So the good news is that on-balance volume closed above resistance right here, which is the moving average, just like it did back over here on the 22nd of April. Let me zoom back in time and fix this. Right here is when that also happened. So this is, again, this is all really good stuff. Volume did not exceed the moving average, but still a really good move. Now, let's continue. One thing that is exciting, but I'm a little bit nervous to share with you, is that Stablecoin Dominance here literally tagged support on yesterday's drop. And it's in progress of printing a TBO open short, which confirms a bearish downtrend. Now, let me take a sip of my double strong coffee because I had a late night. I'll tell you why in a second. The amazing thing about this, the positive thing about this is that we now have a second touch, a test of support. This is great because right here we have one pierce and we have one test. Okay, so we're even 1-to-1, but having an open short in progress is bullish for Stablecoin Dominance. Why? Because this is likely to confirm a bearish downtrend, much like we saw back over here. Even though we chopped for a bit, it was 100% right. And the best part about this is that Stablecoin Dominance has the potential to close below support, which would be extremely bullish for alts, extremely bullish for Bitcoin, extremely bullish for everything. Now, on the 4-hour time frame, I'm not seeing any other signals, nor am I really seeing anything on the weekly. It's just the daily right now, and this is the chart to watch. Now, you might be wondering, wait, so why did you have, what's the deal? What happened last night? Well, last night I did a little bit of trading. I just kind of got one of those itchy finger feelings. I was like, you know what? I really just want to trade. So last night, I kind of went on a trading spree and decided to trade two charts, ICNT and SON. SON pumped like crazy. I'll show you the chart in a second. But basically just traded over and over and over and over and over, just making these small little scalps over and over and over. Now, I did take some losses, but for the most part, I came out net positive, which is the goal. That's why I say stay awesome and stay in the green. The chart for Sun, while it's not on my list for today, you just have to see this chart because it is literally insane. Yes, I was trading all of this chop, all of this move yesterday. It was incredible. It's extremely risky right now, but there are opportunities at play. You can actually trade all of this chop. It's just very risky. This is more of like an A/B trading styled chart, but it's completely possible to trade something like this. And the reality is that when you learn how to trade charts like this, it can look a little bit scary. It can look a little bit freaky, but you can do pretty well for you. Oh, look at that. The price literally popped right up there to TBO support. That's nuts, especially after falling 80%, then it pumps up 240%. This is why I love crypto. And speaking of why I love crypto, today is a special day because today is the 4th of July in Japan. But I'm an American and I'm also partnered with a Canadian company. I know it gets really confusing really fast. But the good news is that we have a 4th of July sale where we are offering up to $750 off our advanced courses. And our advanced courses are Mastering Passive Income and The Smarter Trader. Now, if you're brand new to crypto trading, I do not recommend these. I know they don't, my marketing team does not want me to say this, but it's true. The best place to start is 15 Minutes to Financial Freedom. But if you already have 15 Minutes to Financial Freedom, or you have a pretty good grasp of automated and active trading strategies that you could, get a lot of really good profits like I've been doing right here, this is going to be a great step up for you. The Smarter Trader covers advanced active trading strategies. And then the Mastering Passive Income course is advanced passive or bot trading course. Both of these are fantastic. Both of them are super duper rich and deep and detailed. They're both over 20 hours long. There's a lot of content there. Plus, you get access to the pro tier of the Better Traders Club for, I don't want to say the number, but I know you get access to the pro tier, which is great for a trial period. So this is a huge deal. It's a huge offer. I'm super excited to share this with you guys. This sale starts today. It starts right now. You can go to thebettertraders.com and get that. So let's go back over here and check out today's picks. So first off, these blue flags right here indicate TBO breakouts. TBO breakouts is what makes the TBO, or the trending breakout indicator, special, the trending breakout indicator. So this is the second most important thing that the indicator does. While we have these breakouts here on the daily time frame, while we can clearly see the slow line is moving up, on the 4-hour time frame, we had some recent TBO breakouts, which is exciting on Tuesday. Note the similar pattern, TBO breakouts, there's a pullback, and then it shoots up a whole lot higher, which is really interesting that it's kind of repeating that right now. BNB. This one does not have any TBO breakouts on the daily, but on the 4-hour, it printed 2. Unfortunately, it's not a perfect 3 in a row, which I really like, but this is letting us know that there's bullish momentum building for this chart on the 4-hour time frame. And good news, this is actually a bump and run. When we have resistance like this, price goes above resistance, retraces back down to it, and it shoots up higher. This is a great bullish reversal signal. So BNB should be able to continue to move up towards TBO resistance at 691. Tron, this one is not printing any TBO breakouts on the daily time frame, but this is an insanely bullish chart. This is crazy. Now, when you look at the percentages, it's not so impressive. Wednesday was a 2% move. Yesterday was a 0.8% move. But you know what? It looks better than a lot of crypto charts out there right now. But on the 4-hour time frame, it's printed 2 recent TBO breakouts, which is pretty exciting. Now, I want to give you some updates here. XRP, this one printed a TBO Close short. That's why we have an orange flag here. It's this orange symbol. This is my favorite bullish reversal signal. And this, basically, we're waiting for a pullback to the fast line, just like we got back over here for our entry, just like we got back over here for our entry. Even though the price went against us, it's still a good entry, actually, from there. We're only up 1%. It's XRP. But look at what's happening here. Because Bitcoin is getting bullish and the market's getting bullish, everything else is going to follow. So this is just starting to get exciting again. And volume is coming in consistently for XRP. And the other thing is that it's really close to going above the daily TBO Cloud, which is when it switches from bullish consolidation, which is in right now, to strong bullish vibes, which is good. Litecoin, this one has not pulled back to the TBO fast line yet, but man, oh man, look at yesterday's move of 6%. Plus we had a nice pierce of overhead resistance. We're starting right there. I would love to see Litecoin go up here to 105. I think it's still going to take a little bit of time. It's still in bullish consolidation mode, but that means it's going to be chopping up and down. Volume was good. Even though this is Bitfinex, this is actually going to be commensurate with other bigger exchanges like Binance. We can see that volume was 2 times the average, or sorry, 1 times. So basically, 2 times the average, whatever. But it's still looking good. Beam, this one printed a nice candle yesterday. Wick to wick, it pumped 20%, and it printed a TBO Close short, my favorite bullish reversal signal. Volume was amazing yesterday, 1.9 million, where we should usually see 500 million. So we almost saw 4 times the average of volume. We're waiting for a pullback for our entry confirmation to the fast line. And one nice thing about Beam, I will say, is that Beam is heavily oversold and has been for quite some time. It could still fall lower, but this is a nice sign seeing that there's some new bullish volume building for it. That weekly on balance volume is starting to move up. Even the moving average is starting to curl up, which is really positive. But on the daily, I still expect it to retrace back to the fast line for our entry first. Curve, this one also is printing some TBO Close shorts, but not in the daily. It's printing it on the 4-hour. Now, the 4-hour is a very early, very fast time frame. So just be cautious and careful about this. Understand that it's great, but just proceed with caution as well. That's all I'll say. This is the best place to get an entry down here at the TBO support line. And from there, it's up 6%. That's honestly a good move right there. 9% for the 4-hour time frame for this chart isn't bad. It's still strong bearish below the cloud, but that is a good sign on the 4-hour. Grass, similar story. Grass actually has 3 recent TBO Close shorts on the 4-hour that were preceded by TBT bullish divergences. These are signals, or rather an indicator that's available in the pro tier of the club. And Mana, wrong way. Mana printed a TBO Close short yesterday. It was a weak close compared to Wednesday's huge pump of 19%. But look at volume. It exceeded the moving average, which is very exciting. And it's back inside of the cloud, which it hasn't been since Tuesday, June 10th. The slow line is still super bearish, but look what's happening. as long as the price can continue to push up higher, the slow line is actually starting to flatten out, which is a great sign. Let's talk more about some bullish charts. AAVE is pushing up higher, going along with the bullish momentum. This is a great sign. On-balance volume closed above its moving average, which is still trending down, but this is a nice way to see it curl back up. I would love to see AAVE shoot up to this dreaded target of 376. I think it will happen. We just need to see BTC do that pullback or at least pump higher. Everything's going to follow that. AERO is above overhead resistance. It actually confirmed a close above. On the 4-hour time frame, it's been struggling a lot with this level. But given the fact that the price has stayed above, or rather here the last 3 days staying above the daily fast line, the cloud itself, and that volume, even though volume has died down a bit, look at how it's starting to grow. This is good. It's not the same as it was before, but I'm actually expecting AERO to surprise a lot of people, especially because you can see the consistently lower highs. Now be careful, because once this starts to move, it'll move quick. KAIA, this one retraced back up to the TBO fast line. Remember these TBT bullish divergence signals? I'm still waiting for a bigger move from these, at least to the 0.5 fib level, which is at 18 cents. TIA, this one printed a second TBT bullish divergence signal back on Wednesday, closing up 16%. And it closed inside of the daily TBO Cloud, and volume was great. Volume exceeded the moving average. And look at this, on-balance volume back above the moving average. And this is the first time the price has been inside of the cloud since the 23rd of May. Wow. Trump. I know. Trump printed a TBT bullish divergence yesterday. It actually printed one back here on Saturday as well. But having two of these close together near support, I'm not a big fan of this coin at all. It's just been such a bummer coin. But it is interesting to note that we got lots of these before a nice pop, a nice reversal. We'll see what happens, but I just want to let you know about that. Now, some ones to watch that are really exciting right now. WIF is actually approaching overhead resistance. It actually tested overhead resistance yesterday, which is super exciting. I've been watching this for weeks, and I've told you that once the price closes above overhead resistance, this one's going to take off. And what's interesting is that a lot of these coins to watch right now, like WIF, Pengu, Bonk, Fartcoin, do you notice something about all these? That's right. They're all meme coins, and all these are starting to go a lot higher. So keep in mind that meme coins will go higher, especially if BTC gets bullish. Now, as we watch Fartcoin go higher, it does have a bull flag. It doesn't mean that it's going to hit resistance and fall all the way back down, but just understand that it does have an established pattern right here. So we are expecting a push at least up here to 140 or so, and we'll see if it actually can push above. But note that there is super strong TBO resistance up here at about 147. So keep an eye on that. Helium, this one, after printing a TBT bullish divergence signal on Wednesday, it's showing a lot of really interesting price action right here. You can tell that market makers are trying to keep it down, that it's really struggling to pump higher. But one thing that's exciting about this is the fact that it's not dumping harder, that on-balance volume is starting to show a bottom here. I'm just one of those crazy people that I'm looking at this chart going, it's going to pump from here. Like, I know it could go lower, but looking at the vibes right now across crypto, charts like this that are oversold have a potential to pump. Now, not all the way up here, 94%, but maybe up here to 283 or something like that. That's a totally feasible target. This is one, Ronin, that we've been watching for a while as well. I've been sharing updates with this, or rather about this chart in the Better Traders Club, notably that we have this super long historical TBO support line on the weekly time frame. And look what happened to the price. It actually pumped 68% yesterday. Look where it tagged. The TBO fast line on the weekly? That's nuts. Volume yesterday was amazing, like astoundingly amazing. Like, this is insane. So this is a very risky trade still, but because we have a nice pump right at support, let me go ahead and hide this for a second. This is what I call a predictive wick. Yes, I know this happened, but what happens when things are bullish and we get a pump like this is typically the price is going to go, oh, you did that? Oh, we could probably do that again. And it might do another follow-up pump. So just keep an eye on that. And again, go to thebettertraders.com. This is your chance to save big on our 2 advanced courses, Mastering Passive Income and The Smarter Trader. Both of these courses give you a trial of the pro tier of the Better Traders Club. I hope you guys have an amazing 4th of July weekend. And until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.